What's up guys, it's 2Card Tito. I'm here at Hustler Casino Live to play the biggest stakes of my life. I brought $100,000 playing some 25-50 with guys like Mariano, Henry. Hopefully I don't dust at all. Hopefully I don't shit myself on a live stream in front of thousands of people. Let's see how it goes.
All right boys, 30-ish hours till the Hustler stream. They just posted some of the lineup. Looks like Mariano, Henry, and Dylan Flashner. 25-50. I don't know about the big blind ante. I've been told it is 5K min, 10K cap for the first 2 or 3 hours, and then it's uncapped. I'm excited. I'm nervous. Gonna be flying out to LA tomorrow morning. It's currently Tuesday afternoon-ish, early afternoon. Woke up early today, got a lift in. Allergies are feeling like shit, but hopefully they'll be better in Southern California when I'm down there. About to go hang out with my friend Jay, watch some old live streams from Wednesdays. You know, come up with a plan on how we can vacuum up some of that Mariano money. Nah, I'm kidding. And then, yeah, just go to the stream, have fun tomorrow. See how it goes. I'm gonna bring like 100K with me. If we dust it, I will be contemplating, but let's hope we don't get there.
Don't film me, bro. I'm tilting. No. That was great. Showing up to Taqueria with my lawn mowing outfit on. I didn't even sleep the night before because I was so pissed at myself.
Oh no. You really do need to be studied.
Like, I've lost more money and been not pissed, but I'm not sessions like this one. Those are the first session in years that pissed me off.
No, I don't. It's never really the dollar amount. It's sometimes the dollar amount, but usually just like if you adjust it.
I wasn't even that pissed when I lost 50K. I lost it all flipping.
Is that your biggest loss?
I lost it all flipping.
What's your biggest loss?
Around 20. I have to check. It's close to something, 20 something.
Well, I lost 15K playing poker, and then I flipped for 35K and I lost. So I didn't know.
What's yours?
16.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys ready? Flippy?
Wait, what is this?
What is it?
Round?
What are we doing?
Turn your
Wait, is it divisible by 4?
Turn your freaking
Wait, you have a privacy detector.
Yeah,
I don't.
Is it
Wait,
able
I
to
actually
see it?
can't see anything, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, now I can see it.
Okay, ready?
There's 20 teeth, right?
Okay.
Yeah, 20 teeth. I'm actually blind.
All right. Who's starting?
I'll start.
I don't want to
Chris is
stand up.
starting.
Okay,
Just tilt
Chris.
it towards me when it's mine.
Wait, hold on. I'll go next.
okay, T.
Just tilt it towards me, bro. I can't see shit.
Is the camera gonna pick it up?
Yeah, I can see it. That's fucked. Is it me now?
No, it's T. It was T.
Oh fuck, okay, it's you now. It's fine. It's
Change the order.
It's fine.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was T.
Wait, I can't be made to pay for his mistake, bro. What the fuck is that, dude?
Bro, you're rich.
That's
Relax.
insane. I'm not rich, bro.
If you lose right now, it's gonna be so.
Thank God, bro. That was on round 3, dude. Oh God, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna lose. I always lose the
I'm
crowd.
telling you.
Oh my god.
Yes! Good shit! Good shit!
Oh my god.
Dude, honestly, that's karma for going out of order. Dude, I didn't mean to go out of order. No, but that's actually super fucked up because it puts me at a huge disadvantage, yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Okay guys, it's like 6:45 a.m. I'm about to leave for the airport. Gotta be quiet because people are sleeping. Pretty nervous. Low-key been having like stress dreams this whole week / like waking up out of breath, which is definitely something I do when I'm stressed out. But signed up, gotta go play, can't back out. Bringing 100K with me. Rampage messaged me on Instagram last night, something super nice, which is honestly really dope of him. That honestly kind of helped me, made me feel better a little bit / more confident. See how it goes. Wish me luck. About to Uber to the airport right now. Peace.
In the Adriatic, an iron curtain has descended across the continent. Behind that line lie all the capitals of the ancient states of Central and Eastern Europe. Warsaw, Berlin, Prague,
depositing some cash now. Getting chips, setting up the player's bank, I'm not sure. I'm in like some private screening room area for depositing. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Mateos. I am a professional poker player. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, but right now I kind of just travel around, play cards, try and find the best spots, and make Instagram videos. What got me into playing poker was during COVID actually. My friends and I would just hang out in each other's basements and stuff. And it didn't actually start as us like playing poker. We were kind of just like hanging out to like drink. I was just like a sophomore in college. And someone brought out a poker set once. I had no idea how to play. I think this was like 2020. I literally had like the hand charts on my phone to like figure out what my hand ranking was. And it was like playing 10 cent, 20 cent. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it. Just got like super hooked on the game, bought some audio books, started playing online, and the ball just kind of kept rolling from there, to be honest. So I decided to start my vlog when I went on a pretty big downswing last year after I quit my job to play poker full time. I lost like 80K or 60 to 80K. I don't exactly remember the exact amount now. And I was just pretty depressed. I needed like another outlet besides poker because I was just sitting in my room kind of brain rotting all day at my parents' house. And I was like, I kind of need to like snap the fuck out of this. And I decided that there wasn't anyone creating the kind of content that I'd wanted to see when I was like playing 1-3 and 2-5 and trying to climb the stakes, which was showing the behind the scenes of what it's like to be a poker player, what it's like to experience downswings, what it's like to try and come up, and like really just showing the full bankroll and everything like that. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll try and create the content. It seems like the highest EV route for me. And yeah, people seem to like it. So the transition from low stakes to high stakes definitely has been a bumpy road for me. I think that's what it's like for most people. It's pretty difficult to just kind of go from stake to stake to stake as a smooth transition. I would say pretty much no one does that. A lot of times you move up, move back down. When I was trying to go from 2-5 to 5-10, for example, remember the first time I lost 5K? This was at Encore Boston Harbor. I drove back at like 5 in the morning to my house, just like completely numb. I felt like a huge degen. I just dusted like, I don't remember what percentage of my roll it was, but it was definitely a big percent. And I realized that like feeling like a kind of like a degen / like you just got owned is not something to really be afraid of. It's more just like you kind of just develop a callus to it, if that makes sense. And like every time you play a new stake, it feels like equally crazy, I guess. Like moving up from 1-2 to 2-5 felt crazy. Moving up from 5-10 to playing 20-40 felt crazy. Now playing this game today, like I'm not gonna lie, this feels like really insane internally. I'm kind of trying to bottle in, but like it feels crazy, and I've kind of just accepted that like that feeling of craziness and being slightly overwhelmed every time you move up is basically something you just get used to in poker, and there's like no reason to hide from it. It's just like kind of accept that you're taking a big shot. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know what the worst case scenario is. You just move back down and try and rebuild. Man, so I've been watching Hustler basically since I got into poker, because I feel like it was around the end of COVID that the show started to pick up a lot of steam. Like, or when I say end of COVID, I mean like when people were kind of getting back to normal and stuff, I started watching Hustler. And I was just super shocked by how big the stakes were, to be honest, and like how casually the money flew around. I honestly never imagined that I would ever be playing on here. It kind of just seemed like a pipe dream, or like the kind of thing you just like look at and you're like, damn, that's sick. That'll never be me, but that's like really fucking cool. Like a lot of the guys that some of them are playing with today, like Mariano, for example, like I was watching him on Hustler like a year ago and just thinking like, damn, this guy really has it made. He's in a 6th spot. He's winning tons of money. He plays well. So Mariano is definitely a guy I'm excited to play with. It's pretty crazy to be sitting at a table with him today. So being a 23-year-old poker pro, this is kind of my, I guess, first shot at being on a bigger public stage and showing myself playing. You know, I've posted videos on Instagram, and that doesn't necessarily tell the full story or actually like show my gameplay. And to be honest with you, it's definitely something I'm a little bit nervous about. Public games play much different than private stream games like this, and there's, you know, pressure to be good for the game, give action, you know, be fun at the table. And it's hard to balance that when I'm playing like literally the biggest stakes I've ever played with my money on the table. And I do definitely feel the pressure to, like, you know, try and be good for the game, try and impress. Hopefully I can come back at some point. And it's kind of just like a funny balance you have to try and walk as someone, you know, trying to make a living from the game, but also someone who's like hopefully going to be able to come back and do this in the future. Like I have a lot of people just telling me like, dude, just be super punty, like dust 100K so they invite you back. And then I have other people being like, fuck that, you should just go on there and try and win. So, you know, it's like a funny line that you have to try and walk of being good for the game and trying to do what's right for you in the long run. And to be honest with you, I don't have it figured out at all. I'm just here, I'm gonna try and be fun, try and be good for the game, and try and play well. And that's the balance I'm gonna try and walk. We'll see if I can pull it off or not though. All right guys, well, I'm about to play the biggest game of my life. I have no idea how it's gonna go. I brought about 100K. Hopefully I leave with more. Hopefully I really don't leave with zero. Both could definitely happen. Let's jump into some of the hands. If you enjoy my breakdown, if you enjoyed this video, kind of getting the behind the scenes look of what it's like to be 23, trying to climb the stakes in the poker world, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. And if you don't subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, tell me I'm bad at poker, tell me how you think I played the hands. I don't care, just engage with the video because it really helps. And thanks, I'll see you guys after the stream.
Okay guys, we're a few hands into the stream. We get pocket queens in the low jack. Great hand. I decided to bump it up to $300. I haven't played a hand yet. I want to play a hand. Queens is a good hand. Mariano flats the button, and he mentions that Brad has 2 buttons, which basically just means that we're playing this game where if you win 3 hands in a row, you get paid $1,000 by each player. Brad, the guy in the small blind or the big blind, I think he's in one of the blinds, has 1-2 hands, so if he wins this next one, he's gonna get paid out $1,000 from each player. Pretty bricky flop, 7-5 deuce rainbow, so I bet 2/3 pot.
This is the Mariano I remember.
This show becomes.
The guy raises queens, you call with 7 deuce, you flop 2 pair. Easy game.
And we see Mariano raise, and I'm already kind of like, eesh, this is not the most fun thing ever. We're like pretty deep, just not gonna fold queens on the flop. Pretty obviously, I think he can literally raise a hand like a 7. I don't think jamming or re-raising makes any sense here. Just like really easy for him to just have 2 pair. I just think he's gonna have like 7-5, 5 deuce sometimes. So I was like, yeah, I'll call, see what happens on the turn. Turns to king of hearts, not much help to us. Probably not that much help to Mariano if he was bluffing. The only hand that maybe he now has is king 7 for 2 pair that he was raising on the flop. I check and he asked me how much I have, which is never something you want to hear when you have a bluff catcher because it usually means you're just gonna bet again and you're gonna be in a tough spot. And that's exactly what happens. Mariano bets 5K and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? This is my first hand on Hustler. Why am I actually getting put in a spot by fucking Mariano? What the hell is going on? This feels like kind of surreal. And I feel like I'm going to make the wrong decision. Anyway, I do make the wrong decision. I decide to call. I think it's kind of whatever. I mean, Mariano's going to have bluffs. He's going to have value. Our hand is kind of just, there's not that many reasons to call it. There's not that many reasons to fold it, if that makes sense. Like, you know, we can spike a queen or the board can pair and we can go ahead of a hand like 5 deuce if the 7 pairs or some shit, but like our hand's kind of just like mid and we just kind of are just praying he's bluffing when we call. The river's a 6. I'm just like, that's not the best river. It brings in 3-4, brings in 8-9. And I check and Mariano does his thing and just absolutely launches it in for 12.2K into like 16. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Like, what the fuck? I was pretty sure I was just gonna lay it down. I mean, if he had a 6 while he was bluffing with like 6-8 or 6-3, I think he'll probably just check it back because he beats like a 5 and I can have a hand just like 4-5 or ace-5 or something like that pretty reasonably. So I was just like, yeah, man, if you bluff me, you bluffed me. And I folded and the man had 7 deuce in classic Mariano fashion, spiked the 2 pair on my ass and I lost this 28K pot. Not the best way to start the session, but you know, I was kind of just like happy I made an okay fold. Probably could have folded the turn, but is what it is. Okay, in this next hand, I have pocket 9s. I believe I'm in the $100 straddle. Mariano, I think, has straddled to $200, and then there's a few calls. Dylan, in this case, has won the last 2 hands, so he's pretty incentivized to win this 3rd hand. So it goes Dr. P call, then Dylan calls in the big blind, and then I look down at pocket 9s. So I decided to make it 2K, basically a 10x raise. Could go bigger. I don't know, it's kind of whatever, man. I was just going a size that I thought could get some folds and potentially get Dylan to call. So only Dylan makes a call, and we see a flop of 4, 5, 6 with 2 spades. I feel like some people would be like, damn, that's kind of a scary board for pocket nines. But I mean, when you think about it, pocket nines is kind of just the nuts here in general versus all the hands he can have. I started off with a half pot c-bet. Honestly, I kind of wish I'd gone bigger. There's just a lot of hands he's going to have that are just going to want to call. Like king 7, like I just said, like that ain't folding. Dylan makes a call. So there is $8,000 in the middle, 8.5K basically in the middle. The turn is a jack of clubs.
Teos is not too worried about this card.
I still feel like my hand is basically the nuts. I go for a 5K bet. Dylan makes the call. Like I said, I just think he can just have a lot of pair plus draw type stuff. I feel like we're just very much ahead, and my plan is to shove the river on most rivers. The river's the 4 of clubs, and Dylan decides to donk jam for 11.2K into 18.6. And I went into the tank, and here's what was going on in my head. One, this is a big ass fucking pot for me, so that's one thing. Like, I do not face 11.2K donk jams on a daily basis when I am playing 10-20, so that's one thing you have to remember. The second thing that was going through my head is, doesn't this guy know that I am probably going to call him? Given the fact that he has 2 buttons, it really looks like he's going to be bluffing, and the story he's selling just doesn't make that much sense. He's saying he has a 4. And sure, he definitely can have a 4 here. That is 100% possible, but he will also have lots of obvious bluffs. So what was kind of going through my head is, damn, I think he thinks I'm going to call him a lot here. Why would he go for this bluff? Why wouldn't he have just like check jam the turn or something? Why is he donk jamming the river? It's a bit of an odd line to take with a bluff because it just looks like you're going to be bluffing a lot from other people's shoes. At least that's how I was thinking about it. So I kind of went into the tank and showed him my cards, and I was like, what do you think? And in the end, I was kind of just like, this is so stupid. I'm just never folding my hand. I should have called much faster just because there's no world where I was ever going to fold. But you know what, man? It's a big game for me. I'm going to take my time when I need to walk through a decision. So yeah, this one I took a little bit long on, but we end up winning. I mean, there's just like too many bluffs available and not that many combos of value, essentially. So I was just like, yeah, fuck it, you got it, I call. And we ended up being good. Bit of a net roll by me, but it is what it is. Big game. Sorry, don't hate me.
Mid-session update. I think about even, maybe down a little bit. I'm not really sure actually if I'm up or down. I kind of want to keep it that way. Playing okay. I've had some tough spots. Had a big spot against Dylan where he just decided to bluff the river. Put me in a tough spot. Ended up flicking it in. Just thought probably had enough bluffs and the line was a little funny. Made a good call. He was putting in a sick bluff. Just turned to nut straight on Dr. P and didn't get paid, unfortunately, but on to the next. Just going to keep playing. All right, see ya.
Okay guys, in this next hand, the $100 straddle is on, and I am in the low jack with queen 10 offsuit. Dylan opens from +2 to $400. We have queen 10 off. You don't come on these shows and play in these games to just like knit it up. It's so fucking easy to play and win money if you just play like an absolute nit against people who are playing more loose. But that's not what I came on the show to do, and no one wants to see that. That's not fun poker. So yeah, don't start fucking commenting fold pre. I don't want to hear that. Anyway, Dylan opens from +2 to 400. I make the call, and then like a bajillion other people make the call, and we go 7 ways to a flop. We go 7 ways to a flop of 10, 6, 7 with 2 hearts. I do have the queen of hearts. Who gives a fuck though? Doesn't really make that much of a difference yet. The action checks to Henry in the cutoff, and he goes for a bet of 1,400 into 2,900, so roughly half pot. And Mike X, Dylan, and I all make the call. So we're going to a turn now with around $8,500 in the middle, and the turn is a 5. Pretty hard to be narrowing ranges that much, given there was only just a bet of half pot and a bunch of calls. One thing I can say pretty confidently is I don't really think anyone has 8-9 off, except for maybe Henry, who I also think maybe would have gotten a little bit more greedy on the flop with his sizing if he had a hand that strong. So to be honest, queen 10-0 kind of feels very, very good. Turn 5 now is interesting because some 5-6, 5-7 type hands get there, 10-5 suited. Like these are hands that people will have. So our hand is downgraded slightly, and of course a hand like 3-4 also comes in. But in general, I'm still feeling like we're in pretty good shape for the most part. The action checks to Henry again in the cutoff, and Henry bets 6K into 8,500, so like 2/3 pot. Honestly, I've watched some footage of Henry. The man likes to put on the pressure, and he just likes to bet a lot. Like when he has top pair, he just likes to bet, even if it's not the greatest top pair. I still think Queen 10-0 is pretty strong. Mike calls on the button after Henry bets. To be honest now, Mike's range looks a lot to me like a worse 10 or some type of pair plus open ender or a flush draw. I also just do think he'll have a lot of pair plus open enders and flush draws and stuff. So I make the call and Dylan's out of there as well. So Dylan folded. We go to a river with $26,500 in the middle. And the river is a queen. So I river 2 pair. And in my head, I'm like, fuck yeah, this is kind of the nuts here. Because I think if someone had a straight, they would have raised earlier, and I think Henry would have bet bigger on the turn with a straight or a set. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I basically have the nuts here. I decided to go for a lead of around half pot. I think I bet like $14,000. Basically just targeting really sticky top pair and worse 2 pair. Yeah, that's like pretty much my whole thinking. I'm not trying to be fucking balanced or some shit in this spot or like think about like blockers or anything like that. Like it's just like me have 2 pair, me think it's best hand. Me bet because I don't want it to check through. And it's fine to have that thinking sometimes. Like people try and way overcomplicate these spots. It's kind of just like, bro, you got a hand, you think it might check through, you can bet. Like fucking let them try and punish you. Someone jams on me here, like good on them. I'll work through it when it happens and like try and come to a good decision, but I don't get worried about like some balance shit or something like that. Like try and exploit me. That's kind of the way I approach poker. If you can beat me, then good for you. I'm going to try and play the best I can to exploit you. So that's kind of how I think about it. Anyway, I go for a lead of like 14K into 26. Tank folds. I'm like, yeah, this man probably just had a worse 10 than me. And then Mike snap calls me and I'm like, fuck yeah, this man probably had 5-7. And then Mike rolls over 4-8 for the turn non-nut straight that I thought he would raise on the turn, and I lose a $54,500 pot. That is the biggest pot I've ever played / lost at the time of this recording. So that really fucking sucked, and I wanted to immediately leave the stream and drive into a highway barrier, but I did not do that. I kept playing, and there's some more hands to go over. Okay, so in this hand, the $100 straddle is on, and I'm in the low jack with ace-6 of diamonds. So ace-6 suited. We see an early position open from Dylan, who makes it $400 to go. And I decided to 3-bet my hand to $1,500. And we see a cold call from Mike X on the button. And Dylan also makes the call. I think Dylan's going to be completing very wide here, just given that he's closing the action. And I think Mike X's cold call range is actually going to be like decently ish good, like a lot of pocket pairs in there, maybe some suited Broadway, maybe some offsuit Broadway type stuff, just like pretty good hands in general. With about 5K in the middle, and we see a flop of ace jack with 2 clubs, so I flop trips. Dylan checks to me, and I actually decided to check this one on over to Mike X. I think I'm still a fan of my flop check, but not 100% sure. I checked, and then Mike X bets 2K, and I don't think there's that much merit to raising our hand here. Like, if we raise, get it in, I think realistically we're not going to be in the best shape. He's either going to have, like, a better ace than us a lot of the time, or just a super nutted draw. So I make the call, and there's around 9K in the middle, and the turn is the 9 of clubs. Mike actually checks it back.
I think, to the kid. And it's going to cost him. Tito got home on the river.
So I river a full house, and now I'm thinking, do I want to bet or check? And if I bet, what size do I want to bet here? Basically, I decided that all-in was probably the best option to just try and stack that portion of ace-x hands that he decided to check back on the turn when the flush came in. So I go all in, and this time we get extremely lucky because Mike Snap calls us because he checked back ace-queen off on the turn. We were in really, really bad shape, and we sucked out on the river. And we win this 56K pot, which ironically was like the same exact size as the really big pot I played against him earlier with Queen 10 that I lost. So this now became the biggest pot I've ever played in my life.
All right, just wrapped up my first quarter 50 session on Hustler. Had a blast, swung a lot.
Yeah, you did.
I actually did a decent amount.
You did.
This guy is definitely really fucking annoying to play against, to be honest. Like, just I don't even know what you're doing half the time, but he's just annoying to play again. I had a blast. Everyone was super nice. Game was action. I felt like, yeah, I honestly feel like everyone was in a pretty good mood, even the people that were stuck. So
Yeah.
like,
How
it was
did you
good
do,
time.
by the way? You had so many ups and downs. I don't even
I
know.
lost like 10 or something. I lost small for the size of the game. So,
You'll be all right.
yeah, I'll take it. It was fun.
I lost too.
How much did you?
I don't know
lose?
how much, but more than you.
Yeah.
My first time on Hustler actually reminded me a lot of. This was your first time, right?
Yeah.
I was catching super similar vibes. I think I sat in that same seat.
Oh, that's weird.
And I remember like being completely scared shitless, and you seemed like totally relaxed. And
Oh, really?
yeah, I think you're off to a head start for sure.
Appreciate that.
But yeah, I mean, I was nervous for like the first 3 or 4 times I was here.
Yeah.
Whereas it felt like, at least to me, it felt like you maybe were a little uncomfortable for like the first hour or two, but after
Yeah,
you
I
were
was
just
a
doing your
little bit.
thing.
Yeah.
You were bluffing after like 2 hours, so.
It's kind of like fake it till you make it.
Yeah,
type of
exactly.
thing,
No, yeah, I thought you were fun to play against, and I hope you can make it out
Sweet.
again.
Appreciate you. Do
Yeah.
you have any advice for like, you know, people trying to balance moving up in stakes, but like also being good for the game? Because I feel like you did a pretty good job of that. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. It's tough to put into just like a quick answer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I would say in general, the 2 like primary objectives are to enjoy yourself while you do it, because not only will it be more fun for you, but people around you can tell if you're
Yeah.
enjoying yourself or not. And then the second thing would be to work your ass off away from here, so that when you're here, it feels like playtime.
Yeah.
In a sense, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
because like if you're going like super try hard mode and everyone can tell, and you're talking strategy and like, I don't know, it's usually not the best image you want to
Kinda,
give off
yeah.
to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, just have a good time and put in the work away from the table.
Sweet.
That's what I would say.
So like for someone trying to get into vlogging on YouTube, like more long form stuff,
Mm-hmm.
do you have any tips or advice like that you'd give someone?
Yeah. This is what's worked for me. I like to just follow a formula that I personally enjoy. So for me, like, I don't know if you've seen my videos,
Yeah.
but they're generally like a little more like music oriented and B-roll, and they're kind of artsy. A lot of people don't care for that stuff and they just skip it, they go to the poker. But I enjoy making it that way.
Yeah.
And so that's what's kept me in the game for so long, is I like what I do, whether it gets 10 views or 10,000.
Yep.
And I would just advise you to do the same, which I'm sure you're already doing. But the second you like don't enjoy or love whatever you're making, it's
Yeah.
tough for like longevity purposes, you know?
just, like, keep
yeah,
showing
because
up
you
and
just
doing
want to
it.
like,
Yeah.
you just want to fucking like, I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I don't
you
like
just
this.
skip through it.
Yeah. So if you like it, other people will feel that and it'll resonate.
Yeah. Do you have any like hesitancies about like, I mean, obviously you're giving up a ton, right, by showing
Yeah.
like your hands and explaining your thoughts. Like, do you ever have like an urge to like want to hold back? Like, do you say everything you're actually thinking? Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like, you can't say like what you think about a player sometimes.
Of
you know
course,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
And also, like, not to sound nerdy, but I could go into a hand for like an hour.
yeah.
A single hand. No one wants to, you know.
Exactly.
So I
Yeah.
keep it brief. I keep it pretty generic, but I'm honest about what I'm thinking for the most part. But there's definitely a lot of stuff I just like for time purposes, and also because no one gives a shit. Like, I'm not going to go into 45
yeah.
minutes of why I 4-bet this hand pre-flop against this guy. Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So keep it brief, but
I keep it brief, and like at the end of the day, it's infotainment type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I think a good healthy balance, whatever that is for you,
Yeah.
is what people will enjoy.
do you ever like associate like people's criticism of your poker ability? Like, do you take it personally ever? Because I find that really difficult. Like, I'm very hesitant to like put you know my hands out there and play on stream and stuff, because like I care a lot about what people think of me. Like, ironically,
Yeah.
even doing content.
No, it's cool
Do
that
you
you're
have that
admitting
too, or
that.
no?
Totally, it's cool that you're admitting that. So many guys just want to be like, I don't give a fuck what anyone
Yeah,
thinks of me.
yeah.
I'm a man.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe that's true for some people, but for me, like, I'm just like you, where I definitely care what people think about me, and I wish I didn't.
Yeah.
But I
Oh,
think
same, yeah.
it's human nature, I think. Yeah, like when I do a cool play and a bunch of people are commenting that I'm great, it feels
feel good,
good,
right? Yeah,
and then when
yeah.
I like do something stupid and everyone says I'm trash, then it hurts my feelings, you know?
Yeah.
And even after all these years, I'm still like definitely subject to that. But it has helped over time to realize that people just, their opinions of you are so results oriented. It's
Yeah.
insane. It's insane how many people will say that you're good when you start winning, and they'll probably call you trash after tonight because
Yeah.
you lost. And
Yeah.
and so like it gets difficult to just trust the process and make sure you think you're doing the best you can, and everything else, like, you try not to listen to it. But I would be lying if I didn't tell you,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it feels good. Like, people are like, oh, Mariano, you're so good. And I don't necessarily think that's true sometimes, but it definitely feels
Yeah.
nice, you know?
No, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people think that, like, people don't like read comments or like feel like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I see someone call me shit at poker, I'm like, damn, am I actually shit? Like, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it
Like,
sucks, dude. It sucks. You're putting yourself out there, and it's a game with so many wrong answers and so
Yeah.
few right ones. So it's just the nature of the beast if you're gonna play on stream, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you're ambitious, and this is what you wanted, and that's just something that comes with the territory. You're just
Yeah.
you gotta get used to people saying you're trash,
for sure,
like
dude.
forever.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, no one's ever like, dude, poker. Everyone's like, it's a little hard to admit that someone's good when you're, especially when you're at the
Yeah,
table with them.
it's
Do you know what I mean?
tough.
No one wants like to say like, oh, that guy's sick. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like-
absolutely. It's tough, and it's also like such a toxic, like group of people I
Exactly,
found that watch
yeah.
poker. For some reason, I don't know what it is about poker, but the majority of people just love to like. Maybe it stems
yeah.
from jealousy or whatever, but man, so many people say negative things, and there's very few nice things.
Yeah.
So
No, totally.
just I'm sure you already know that just from
No,
being
yeah, it's just
on
good to hear though.
Instagram.
Like you've been there, done that. Like one
Yeah.
of the biggest content creators, and you still feel the same way. Like,
I'm going through it just like you, man.
Okay,
I'm still going
sweet.
through that. I'm trying to like, oh, that didn't hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I'm still there. So yeah, it's totally valid.
all right, cool.
At 23 years old, I was starting to get into poker. I think I was still delivering pizzas.
Do you have a sec come up, dude? You know,
Yeah,
bro. Do you know Matt Liu? He told
Yeah,
me
yeah.
that you
I know
like
who that
he
is.
plays at Bay 101. He
Yep.
goes, yo, I saw Mariano. He told me he won a giveaway that like it helped you like with your
That's
roll
right.
or something.
Matt, for anyone who doesn't know who's listening, Matt Liu is his last name, right?
Yeah,
Or Liu, or
yeah.
however you say it. He was a super early vlogger for poker, and I think he stopped his channel since.
did,
It's been
yeah.
years. But at the time, he was playing 510, and he put out some contests where if anyone could guess how much he would win or lose next session, whoever got closest would get 10% of that or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it was something like that.
And I happened to be the winner. I commented and guessed he would win whatever, $3,000, and he won it. He won like 3,100, so I was like dead on. And he gave me like $300 or $400, and it was like a whole buy-in.
That's sick as
Dude,
fuck.
it was
That's a
sick.
crazy ass story.
Yeah.
Dude. He told me he saw you in Vegas and
Yep.
you like recognized him. You're like, dude,
and
yeah.
it was years later, and I was like, dude, I'm the winner. And he's like, Mariano, you're the winner of my contest? I had to pull up the
Venmo,
Venmo
yeah, he
history
showed
from
me,
like
dude,
5
yeah.
years ago. I was like, look, dude.
That's actually that's like
So
one
yeah,
of the
that
crazier.
guy is awesome. I got to do a giveaway or something to like pay it forward.
Sure,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, no,
Maybe it'll
it's
be
sick.
to you at the table next time or
Yeah,
something.
I would love that, honestly.
But yeah, man, you're killing it. If you're only 23, I'm sure you'll be fine. Because I was, like I said, I was doing pizza runs,
yeah.
and I was like pretty much not broke, but I had like 10K to my name or something. Maybe not even that. So
Do you miss that? Like, do you romanticize those days at all, or
sometimes
no?
there's like a beauty to how simple life used to feel back then. I didn't have like a difficult life or anything
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, but it was, you know, it was pretty plain. Like I would go to the gym and I would deliver pizzas, and that was
Yeah.
like the extent of my fucking life.
Yeah, fair.
So sometimes, like when I'm a little overwhelmed with either poker or YouTube or like a couple other things I'm involved in, music and stuff,
Yeah.
sometimes I do think about those days and I'm like, man, it was pretty fucking sweet. Like all that mattered was it a busy Pizza Hut shift? Like,
Yeah.
is there a lot of orders on the screen or not?
Dude, isn't it crazy how you like you always romanticize like the portion of your life that you're not in
Of
right
course,
now?
yeah.
It's
Grass
like-
is always
it's like-
greener.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's
no, but
actually
like
insane.
honestly, this is pretty sweet. Like, yeah, sometimes it's stressful, but we get to play for, you know, an amount that a lot of people never even have in
Yeah,
their
it's
account,
crazy.
let alone like available to gamble with. So we're definitely blessed, and it's not lost on me. But yeah, the pizza thing was cool, dude.
Yeah, that's a good story. That's a sick come up story.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man.
I really
Of course.
appreciate it. That was super fun playing with you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, that was a blast. I hope we can do it again sometime.
Sounds like a plan.
Sweet. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time, hopefully on another big stream game. Hopefully.
Sounds good.
Okay, guys, out here on the beach after playing on Hustler last night. Got back pretty late. Hung out at the casino for a little bit after the session. Yeah, I had an absolute blast, man. Like, Mariano was super nice. Henry was a super chiller. Mike X and Dylan were actually the boys. So nice to talk to those guys. Dylan was super like kind, and yeah, just really nice guy to talk to. Mike was hilarious, honestly. Redfish, Dr. P, Brad, a bunch of chillers. Elle was super nice too. So I really can't complain about the experience. Like, shout out to Misha also from production for getting me onto the show. Yeah, but I guess it's just like an interesting balance trying to be a pro playing on those shows, like being good for the game, but also realizing that like it's a fucking massive game for me, like literally a massive game for me. I brought 100K, which is like so much of my role. Realistically, like losing would have really been pretty painful, and like I'm also trying to play like get in there with like shitty hands and like there's not be some like fucking EV sucking nit, which honestly is super tempting to do sometimes. Like you just want to like get on there and just like try and fucking make a hand and then just sit there all night, but like in reality, like no one wants to play with a guy like that. Like these guys that play on Hustler, they have the luxury of playing with whoever they want because like they're the fucking winners in life. Like they have a ton of money, they can afford to gamble and play loose poker, and they don't want to fucking be around a guy who's just there to try and fucking play jacks plus. Like, so the reality is like you have to be good for the game, you have to give action, you gotta get in there and battle if you want to do this for a living, and just like be willing to fucking roll with the punches. And that's kind of the approach I was trying to take, and that I'll continue to take. It's just like be good for the game, try and put yourself in good spots, but just like realize that like if you want to play with the real winners in life, which are the guys that have a lot of money and can afford to gamble, like you have to be right in there with them, just like gambling, giving action, and just like being a fun time, because that's what everyone's there for, to enjoy themselves. And if you're just there to try and suck money out of the game, like people are going to notice that, and like it's going to be bye-bye. Like you're not going to get invited back again. And I feel like a lot of people take that approach where they're like, oh, let me get on Hustler and like let me just take this really short-sighted view of sucking like 20k out of the game, which is just so fucking stupid in the long run. Like, one, it's not enjoyable to play like that. No one wants to play like that. It's easy to play like that. Just playing fucking Queens Plus is not difficult to do. Just going on there like making value. Anyone can do that. Interesting poker is playing a lot of hands, doing shit that you think is good, trying to figure out what people have, being in spots where it's like everyone's fucking around and you have to like work your head through it. Not just like, I raised this percentage of hands from this position and then I see bet this frequency to be fucking about. Like, no, who the fuck gives a shit about that? One, that's not entertaining. Two, that's not the way to make the most money in poker. And then three, it's just like, go fuck yourself, man. No one wants to play with a guy like that. So I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to be good for the game when I'm in these spots. And yeah, man, let's just fucking keep the ball rolling. Hopefully we can keep playing big games. Hopefully you guys like this YouTube video. I'm trying to be transparent with the way I think. I'm not gonna say it's easy to play a lot of hands or that I necessarily like feel good about that or like want to be out there, you know, raising like King 7-0 from under the gun, but like at the end of the day, it's like whatever, man. Like if you lose a couple hands, you lose a couple hands. It doesn't matter. Just get in there, battle. I had an actual blast out here in LA. Shout out to the Hustler crew for getting me on. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out Cairo for recording. Peace, boys. See you in the next video.